Good bloody morning to you all. I've been really looking forward to doing this episode. It is my monthly figures, so we'll look back on what happened in June. I've got some great episodes coming up because we are talking quarterly figures. Obviously, it's June now, and so we've just got all the quarterly figures. This week, I have to do a presentation for the mastermind and go through all my figures. And so I'll be sharing that with you. I've only delved 6 inches, not 6 inches down. I don't know. I've just touched the surface of a quarterly figures, and it's so interesting. Whatever Big Yellow can do, we can do. Meaning that occupancy is down, but revenue is up. However, revenue isn't up compared to this time last year, like Big Yellow you get, but it has changed my mindset. And it's a big shout out to Ben from Attic as well, because on the conference, this is why it's so important to talk to people. Just one little conversation. Ben, I know you listen to this podcast. One little conversation with you at the conference telling me about your revenue management strategy. All of a sudden, the limiting beliefs just went away. And I'm not joking. We have increased revenue this month by £8,000 from this time last month. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not all down to Ben because we always do revenue management. Probably an extra £2,000 is down to Ben. Nuts. Maybe £1,500 or £1,000. But either way, it's massive. So Ben, I owe you another bloody Nando's because it's just limiting beliefs. And I was talking to somebody this week as well, and I just don't think people realize the compounding power of price increases. They compound month after month after month after month. If you're 90% full, you should be seriously looking at your rates, your street rate. You should be seriously looking at the people in your site, how much they're paying, what's the variance, are they paying street rate, are they paying over street rate? You should be thinking about, that's every time I try to do a big word, look what happens. You should be thinking about increasing current customers' prices. It is the way the big boys do it. It's the way all big companies behave. And if we want to get big company results, we need to start behaving more like a big boy, more like a big company. And even though we was very aggressive in DD's, when I was talking to him about our price increases, he was saying, you are very, very aggressive with price increases. And then a whole new mindset came when I started talking to Ben, thinking, wow, we can be even more aggressive, especially when we're set in occupancy full. Anyway, so we'll get into all that in the next few weeks with our quarterly figures and stuff. I can't wait to show you with a newsletter, mrselfstories.com. I think most people who listen to this podcast are subscribed. I send you a newsletter out around about 6:45 every single day, giving you yesterday's results and also a self-storage tip or a business tip. Today is all about culture. In fact, this whole week is going to be about culture, because the more and more I listen, the more and more I learn, I realize that culture is the number one thing to grow a good business, a big, profitable business. Anyway, we'll get into that in the newsletter. Right, monthly figures then, because I haven't got too long. I always say that. Amount of quotes for Willoughby was 155. And don't worry, in this next week, I will be comparing and contrasting this quarter's quotes to previous quarters, previous years, and having a deep dive into exactly how the market is standing and the good points, the bad points, where to worry, where to celebrate. I can't wait. I'm genuinely so excited to do that. I'm probably going to be doing that tomorrow, having a little beer doing it. I love it. Right. Number of quotes, 155. Amount of quotes per day is 5.17. Number of reservations are 62. Excuse me, and 3 straight move-ins. So 65 reservations from Vermont. So 62 reservations. That is 42% conversion rate. However, I was just talking to KTO. I always love little nicknames for people who work for us. It's like Angela, James is JP, Katie is KTO, Claire is boss. And Jack is Jake. I always call him Jake. I don't know why. Right. So you've got to be careful with these conversion rates, because we have a lot of students. So that distorts the conversion rate. So this time of year, the conversion rate should be higher because you've got a whole host of students doing quotes, moving in 25 square foot, etc. Conversions, quotes to move-ins is 26%. this is where I'm a little bit worried. Cancelled reservations was 9. That's 14.52%. So our cancelled reservations need to be under 10%. If it's over 10%, in my personal opinion, there's something that needs to be looked at. I know I've spoken to people who are much, much higher than that and aren't bothered. And I've spoken to people who are much, much lower and are on the ball with their cancelled reservations. So it's each to their own. But me personally, I think that's too high. Ad spend for the month. Now, we've got to be careful here because the ad spend for the month is over 2 sites, Willoughby and Clough Road at the minute. Obviously, when Mansfield gets up and running, we'll be spending a shit ton of money. I'll be even trying some Facebook ads. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it, baby. And we'll see how it goes. I've tried it before. Didn't work, apart from retargeting. But, hey, I mean, it's test. So I can tell you what's working and what's not. Right, Google ad spend, £4,296.73. Actual cost of advertising for Google this month per moving is £171. But we can divide that by 2 because we're spending £4,296 for 2 sites. So we can really divide that by 2. So it's under £100 per moving, which is really good. Really, really good. Right. Number of move-ins. As we know, there's 41 move-ins. Well, we don't know. I haven't told you yet. So number of move-ins, 41. 3,095 square foot moved in of new people. Then we had people taking extra rooms. And so it was 3,930. However, that's move-in. We moved out 4,160. So that was 260 square foot down for the month, which you don't want to be down in June. However, I looked at the figures. And June's not a bloody good month for us. Apart from COVID, June has always been poor. I don't know if it's the area. I don't know if we're just unlucky, but June's always been a bad month. Crazy. Amount of rooms moved in, 47. Amount of rooms moved out, 41. I've got a cough and I want to cough. So it's a bit croaky in my voice and a bit tickly when I talk. So we're net 6 for the month. 343 internal rooms occupied, 6 containers in, 6 containers out. So we shake it all about and it comes out at 41. We've got square foot occupied is 30,695. So we're 77.49% full. We're not too far off the occupancy, the highest occupancy. I was looking into this. Can't remember what it was now. I think it's like 33,000 or 34,000. So we could possibly hit it again this year. Highest ever occupancy. Average sales per moving was £22.94. That's all right. £940.71 on merchandise. True period revenue. It says here. Yeah, I think that's wrong because it says here 70,380, but I know on the monthly figures spreadsheet, the actual spreadsheet, it says 72,000 or 71,900 or something like that. So anyway, it was between 70 and 72 was true period revenue, which is good. We're getting back up there to the highest we've ever taken. I think it was 77,000 is the highest we've ever taken. So I want to get to the 83,333 because that means you've got £1 million a year site if you continue that. And that's my goal. I want Willoughby to be £1 million a year site. Insurance, we are averaging 5,585 pounds worth of insurance per movie. It's not bad, but I want it to be more. I want it to hit 6,000, so we're below where I want to be. We've had 2 service 5-star reviews, 2 product 5-star reviews, and 1 Google review. These reviews have been slowing down. This, for me, is a worry. So we need to get on it. So the big takeaway for me here is, why aren't we getting more reviews? Because 3 reviews, because you have a product and a service review on FIFO, 3 reviews isn't a lot for a month, especially when you've moved in 47 people moved in. That's shocking. Shocking. 47 people moved in, but then we've also got Clough Road as well, the people moving there. So that's something we really need to look at. Amount of times the van was rented out. And you team members, we always give money for reviews as well. So if I was there, I'd be pushing it all the time because I want every single time you get a review, you get money. So I want money. Give me money. Amount of times the van was rented out, 23 times the Luton. So that means we took £1,265. So not bad there. Right. Let's have a look at Clough Road and then we'll go into chain rate. Where is Clough Road figures? I had it a second ago. There we go. Crikey, I've got to get going. Amount of quotes, 140, 4.67 quotes per day. Number of reservations, 30. So we converted at Quotes to reservations of 21%. So it needs to be higher. That's not good. That's not good, especially when you consider for the students as well. So I do think we need to do better there. I do think that a lot of students couldn't. I think maybe the reason there is because we had student inquiries, but we didn't have any 15s or 25 square foots available. So maybe that's the reason. But even so, I do think it's low. We had 29 move-ins. So that means our conversion rate from quotes to move-ins was 21% again. So again, needs to be a bit higher. Let's have a look. Cancel reservations. Now, Stora does an incredible job for this. The cancelled reservations are lower on Stora. There is no doubt about it because people fill in the details. The more information you get from somebody, the less likely they are to not come in. So there's only 2 cancelled reservations. That's 6.67%. So 7%. 7% compared to, was it 14%, I think it was. So that's a massive difference. Right. Google ad spend, as we know, it was £4,296. God divided by 2. £186 per moving. So that's £93 per moving because we've got to half it by 2 because that's across 2 sites. So under £100 per moving. Really good. But again, let's not forget that bloody students are distorting these figures. So although they look really good, students are involved in this as well. So it distorts it somewhat. 29 move-ins, as we know, 1,690 square foot moved in, 1,940. Excuse me. Damn it. I had that percolating for ages and I just didn't want to do it. Right. So 1,600. I do apologize because it's not very good when someone coughs on bloody. Anyway, it's me, Watson, I suppose, isn't it? 1,690 square foot moved in, new customers. People took extra rooms. So it means we took in 1,940. We moved out 1,510, which means the net result was, come on, you've got it, 430. Amount of rooms moved in was 32. Amount of rooms moved out was 16. 166 rooms occupied. Containers in 1. Containers out 1. Average insurance was 4,878, so below where we want to be. And then the actual revenue from this year to last year went up. Sorry, this year to last month. This June to May was increased by £7,248. And it was £29,975 we actually officially taken. So that's pretty good. Right, let's have a look at the chain rate for Willoughby is 12%. Is that on square footage? Oh no, based on rooms. So it's 13% based on square footage. So that's pretty good. Let's have a look square footage here. And it's exactly 12% at Clough Road as well. So I want to be under 10. Needs to be under 10. Or my lovelies? I called my wife that the other day. She was like, what are you calling me? Right. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you on Friday. See you soon, my friends. Bye-bye.